It's a cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel summer, now we're gone. The city is crowded, my friends are away, and I'm on my own. It's too hard to handle, so I gotta get up and go. It's a cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel summer, now you're gone. You're not the only one. It's a cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel summer, now you're gone.
Hello there, Dan. Two point oh. Me. Welcome to the new Captain's Quarters 2.0. This is going to be geared for younger people. I'll be playing some Weekend, the guy named The Weekend. We're going to be playing some music from him later. Got a new updated cap. Got a new J Real shirt. I'm ready to go. New graphics, new everything. So, we're ready. Let me see about this Kino sale. Uh-oh, I left the old graphics there. My bad. the freaky yo? What's going on up in this house? I don't understand. It's not right, it is. Yeah, Darren, it's like $10 if you don't buy $50 worth. And I was like, forget that. I'm gonna buy. You might as well get something for that extra money. So that's what I did. Well, pooed. Come on. Okay. All right. Let me do something here. Hmm. Oh, Jerry L. grabbed 15 titles or so. Craziness. Browser. How does this work? See. Yeah. All right. So first off, I'm getting rid of this shit because nobody gets my jokes. I don't know, Russ. Rusks. I would imagine that's going to be back in stock. Let me get rid of some of this shit. Boom. Back to normal. Normal for the Halloween season. I did make a purchase of those off Kino, and also one of our basset hounds had some black goop coming out of his ear for a while, so we took him in there, and it ended up costing us like $270. So yeah, a little bite to the Rocktober money pit, but you know. I forgot, was it $400 or $300 for his teeth? It was around three something, right? So we, he had to get like six or so teeth pulled as well. But it's better because he left me with permanent scars on my face because he ripped my face open because I hugged him and touched his sore tooth. So, anyway, let's get back to the better stuff, all right? This is many years ago, though. It's probably 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Let me see if I can make this stupid shit work because I can't get it to work any other way. Come on now. Yeah. I know. Come on. This dumb thing. There we go. Boom. Much better. All right. So I did buy a few. Now, I'll tell you, there's a little catch to what I purchased because of getting to that $50 mark. So what I did was something that I probably, in retrospect, may have, but I did not want to buy something I did not want. So I didn't. But so there's a lot of good things on here. Almost Human. That's a pretty good one. And I don't know about Ambush Bay. And Soon the Darkness is another good one for under $10. I mean, I dug that one, and there's a remake of that one which I haven't seen in a long time, which I think it came out way like over 10 years ago. I thought it was pretty decent as well, but of course the original is always most of the time going to be better. Baby Blood, if you haven't seen that one, that's, to me, I would suggest that's a French movie, but it's some of the visual stylings are kind of Evil Dead-ish, even though it's not supernatural per se, but I'd definitely say check it out for under $10. There's a sequel to it, which I have not yet finished, but I don't think the visual style of that. It's called Lady Blood. It looks nothing like this film, so I don't have high hopes for it. This one for $10, if you want a real, I would say, highly exploitative movie, this is it. As you can see by the title, Rape Me. It's a French film. It does have the two lead actresses do perform sexual acts, hardcore sexual acts. I don't recall if it's just some BJs or if it's the full deal, but at least a BJ or two, so, if you're into that kind of thing, which I know some of you out there are sick and are into that, but, Bay of Blood, I mean, this one I believe I have this version, but definitely one, if you have never seen this one, this is like the grandfather of slasher films in many ways, and it looks really good. And these are just some I'm suggesting if you give a shit about, but obviously you'll make your own mind up. Beware the Blob, I mean, that's okay. Larry Hagman, JR from Dallas, directed it, so it's kind of claim to fame. Whether or not it's a good film or not, I mean, it's probably okay. I have never seen it, at least all the way through. Robert Long, Final Jeopardy. Ice Buoy. Hey, I don't know about Robert. I don't think I recall seeing that with Richard Thomas. Who knows? Anything's a go for Blu-ray or streaming. I wouldn't pick up this. I'm sorry, it's not that good, Billy the Kid. But if you're into that type of movie, I've seen it once or so, but it's not that entertaining or doesn't give anything to me. Bitter Moon is a Polanski movie I've never seen. I have a copy of it, and I need to watch it. But it's like 2 hours long, and sometimes that throws me off. Black Moon Rising is an interesting film. It was, from what I heard from someone else going over this same site, which I would suspect, I kind of remember, is it was written by John Carpenter. Of course, he didn't direct it. And it's basically about a supercar, kind of like Kit or something, and Tommy Lee Jones is stealing it, and Linda Hamilton's in it. It's all right. So, I mean, what, $10? Definitely. Hey, Boozy. The Bowie likes it. I need to rewatch it. I've seen it, but it's been a few years down memory lane there. Black Sabbath, which is a great anthology film from Bava, definitely for $9.50. And there's another version of it. I don't know what the dealio is, but yeah, I don't know. This has got a different cover, so I don't know. You can check out if there's any. I watched Black Sleep, but I don't know if I can recommend it or not. It's all right, but it's been a long time again. Memory's as you get older, memory will go. Memory will go away, and you will not have memories anymore. Not strong memories. Oh, Jerry, come on. Flip a coin, man. All right, let me get this thing back so I can read. And the OBS has got a new integration with YouTube, which is kind of interesting. Some of the things I was doing, it does for me now, so it's a little cool. And we'll talk about some other things like the Fright Night Film Fest from last weekend that about killed me. One I would recommend but obviously you have to filter it through your own preferences, is Brick. Rain Johnson, which he messed up Star Wars, but this is kind of a film noir filtered through like a high school. Or taking place at a high school. But, I mean, I really dug it when I first watched it. I did not buy it, though, but, you know, I'm not saying it's something I would want to, I don't know, I may buy it eventually. I mean, it's been on this sale forever, so I don't think it's going to sell out. But it's a pretty cool film. I liked it. And they got the Buck Rogers stuff. This film just came out, Buried Alive. I still haven't watched it. Burn. I've watched little bits of it and I liked it, but you know I can't say 100% because I did not watch it all. And this is one I did purchase for Dana. I bought her the DVD when it came out from Code Red, so I'm going ahead and buying her the other one. Bert's Buzz is good. Let me get a swig of this. But this one is a weird movie, man. Night Warning is another title it was on, or it was using. Cannibal Apocalypse. There you go, Jerry. Cannibal Apocalypse is really good. It's funny because of it's got Johnny Radici in it, and in John Saxon as Vietnam vets. And I recall something about John Saxon. Really didn't know what the movie was about, other than it was a Vietnam kind of vet movie. He didn't know it had cannibalism or something. But it's pretty good. I mean, I don't know, $12. If it was $10, maybe. I don't know. But if you're into that, Ah. Yeah, career opportunities. I mean, yeah, I got the gif of her riding a hobby horse, so that's good enough for me. J 1972. Hello. I always wanted to watch this Cat and the Canary. I know there's like a couple different versions. I don't know. It looks like Bob Hope in this one, but I don't. I think I got the silent version, and there was one made in the early '70s, British. Chosen Survivors was on like a double feature back in those midnight movies, and it's a. I like to watch, but I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like they lock a bunch of people up, for in this bunker and it's a nuclear holocaust thing, and there's some bats. Oh, that's a damn shame, Darren. You can't see rats exploding or blowing up rats, whatever. It's weird how they still have censorship of these stupid movies. I don't get it, but anyway. And if you want to see Bruce Willis's penis, Color of Night will fit the bill. That movie to me is a little like a giallo. It has some it's kind of giallo-ish. Definitely got really heavy music track for the soundtrack. And Jane March is really hot. That's back when she was in these, in the exotic thrillers, or erotic thrillers, rather. The Comeback from Pete Walker. I don't know, Jay. Sometimes, but Kino is releasing those more and left, yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to get them because they're releasing these the new versions. Oh, that's cool, Darren. I actually have that episode too. There's 2 episodes of Starsky and Hutch that I want to see, and I saw one of them when I was a kid. But the vampire episode, I like to see that. I've got it, and there's one where there's like a cult where they wear like monk robes and stuff. I actually watched that when I was a kid, and I want to rewatch that, but I haven't as of yet. But I probably will try to watch that John Saxon episode of Starsky and Hutch. And I was talking to Wes, and he was talking about getting Conquest. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Mud people. And honestly, I could not find any enjoyment on it. I mean, maybe my brain is off track or something, but maybe there's something there for some people, but I just could not get into it. And I'm mostly concentrating on horror films here, so every once in a while I'll see something that gets me. What the fuck is this? It's gay guys in leather. I'll have to see if I got that one or not, Darren. Let me. That reminds me of something. These gay guys in leather. That's cool. Ice boogie. I'm doing my shit. You can't see it, and I'm not gonna fuck with it. I don't know what the. Is it the light? Ah, you bitch. Well, anyway, I'm dressed up. I got the bike, like a punk hat that looks like. There you go. Looks like I'm in fucking cruising, saying hips or lips. Yeah, I mean, I think I might have seen that one, Jay. I see, Robert. I'm taking this fucker off. It's not fucking cold yet. I mean, this is October and I'm wearing shorts. It's fucking stupid. That was just cruising, man, on The Sopranos. I remember seeing some of that. I was like, dude, that was just cruising looking shit. This one I was thinking about watching, but man, some of these later, well, this is Jess Franco. That explains some. What year is this? Oh, this is a different movie. I was talking about Jean Roland. That's a good one. And it's a pretty good price for the Blu-ray Dr. Z. Let's see. Devil's Kiss is fun. It's like an Italian. It's from that Euro Cine, it seems. I kind of liked it. It was on freaking Netflix forever. And it's a very, I don't know, just one of those Italian crazy, I think it's a horror film, or at least it seemed that way, but I don't know. Devil's Express is fun. I think it's got the director of I Drink Your Blood as a monster in it with buggy eyes. So I might get that one, maybe another sale if they got it. Devil's Wedding Night is good. If you've never seen it, it's like a vampire movie, but there's some hotness with Rosaba Neri in it. Very, very nice. I think that's here, Robert. I think I saw Hard to Hold. Dr. Z that I was mentioning. The Jess Franco movie that seemed more competent than some of his later work, in my opinion. Oh, sorry, John. Yeah, Enter Ninja. If you got Revenge, then you got the best one. But Enter Ninja is not too is pretty good. Just to see, Franco Nero in a ninja outfit. Doom Watch is okay, and you can see it's under $750. So I think this is. I don't know about Oxford Blues. I mean, I've seen it, but I don't recall seeing it on Blu-ray. This is the one I was thinking of, is Dracula's Fiancé. It's like from 2002, and the cover makes it look like it's from fucking the 70s, and it's definitely not. It doesn't look very good, at least what I saw. Drawing files. I don't even know. You got some Emmanuel movies. I need to watch this. I got a copy of it. I haven't watched it. The Endless Night. It's got the yellow cover. It kind of looks like a giallo book. And that's the most important part in most movies, is on the Blu-ray, is the movie itself. Sometimes the extras are better. Dana? Can you come here? Well, I was just going to ask you a question. Is that Magic No, that's not it.
What?
There's something they're asking about Dracula and Son with Ringo Starr. Is that Magic Christian? Or is that something different?
I think that might be a different one. Seems like there was a different title. Of course, Ringo Starr was in the Magic Christian, and Christopher Lee was in it.
Yeah. All right.
But I do think that's a different movie.
Now I'll have to check it out, Darren, one of these days. I don't know, Robert, about the Dracula one. Somebody spent Ice Ice Bowie spent his money on full moon DVDs and weed. Well, yeah, you got till like the 26th. This thing keeps going. This sale. This is a decent genre line, but it's been a little while since I watched it. Fascination. That what's your face in it is super hot. Yeah, this Bridget LeHaye, she is gorgeous. Like in those. One here, I bought this for a little bit more. I think it's like $17, but I can't remember. It's a double feature of some TV movies. And the first one is really good. It's got Linda Day in it. And Carl O'Connor, Archie Bunker. And it's kind of, it's a super natural stuff and occultism and stuff. It's pretty good. One's like 69 and one's 70. I think Ritual of Evil. But yeah, if you might read into it and see if they're not too bad. I don't know, John. I know I'm waiting because I want to get the Trauma Blu-ray, but I'm not going to buy no sets. I'm not buying 4 movies just for one. And also, if you're interested in the film noir stuff, this is really good pricing for 3 movies or so a piece. I actually have some of her adult films, Darren. They're a lot weird because obviously they're French. The way they did their movies was a lot different than American porn of that time. But, or at least, maybe it's just because it's French. I don't know, but she's still hot. There we go. Some more Bava stuff. $5 for an August Moon is a really cool film, and it's got one of the Edwidge Fenwick is in it, and her hair is like way up here, and she's dancing and shit. Lovely. Yeah. DeadPit on Patreon. Tiers start at $1. DeadPitOnPatreon.com. So I would recommend that if you don't have it. The Forest with a slipcase for $12.99. If you're into that, which I'm not. Yeah, Jerry, that's just my opinion, but man, it is rough, dude. I mean, you wait for something to happen and nothing happens.
I have this.
Oh, she has it. So here's a preview of the. You can get that for $13 now.
I don't think I paid very much.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it is pretty trippy. It's like in that 69 or something, 70 era, which everything was like a little. It was groovy. This film that one, it was at John or I can't remember. Maybe it was Chris V or somebody recommended this film, which it was really good. The Ghost of Sierra de Cobra. And it was beautiful black and white, and the story was definitely unpredictable. I liked it a lot. I did order golden needles, and it's funny because the director is the director of Enter the Dragon, and right after he made Enter the Dragon, the next martial arts star was going to be Joe Don Baker. So anyway, this used to come on TV when I was a kid. Like the maybe on the weekend or actually during the week. They cut it down and put it on like a 90-minute movie slot in the afternoon. And then this thing, man, I can't believe it. Yeah, Mitchell, man. Remake Mitchell with Jim Belushi or something. They dropped the 4K of this to fucking $15. Absolutely, John. It is a Joe Don classic. You can watch that with, was it Final Justice from Mystery Science Theater? But I thought the transfer looked really good on this 4K. And then now I think they're putting out for a few dollars more. I think they are. But I'm going to be waiting on that. I'm not going to jump into that. So, Great Alligator. It was all right. You know, maybe it's possible somebody else would like it. But, see here. I did order Guyana Cult of the Damned, which is a super exploitation movie of the Jonestown Massacre. It is insane, and I'm really glad I waited because this is also a Code Red DVD or Code Red release, and now I got it for $12 instead of fucking like $24 or whatever the hell they were asking. There's your Hard to Hold guy. I forgot, but Hard to Hold, $10. There you go. And of course, this is only U.S. and Canada. The continent. My bad. I'm sorry. Don't hold it against me. Get the Hannibal 4K for like $10. $12, $13. Sorry. You can listen to some Rick Springfield, which I do enjoy. I remember when that came out, the movie. Some more Pete Walker, House of the Whipcord and House of Long Shadows. There's another one. I don't know if I've seen this. Home Before Midnight. The House That Wouldn't Die, which I'm sure that seems like a TV movie. Oop. But I could be wrong. Oh, Hellbenders. Yeah. There's some. I'm suspended all Italian westerns until the end of October. I've never seen this one, but it's got a great title. And it looks pretty cool. Since it's a UK film, you know it's going to be better than what it would be here, probably. Obviously not a horror movie, but this one's a pretty good movie. Mike Hammer movie from the 80s. I've got The Iron Rose, another Jean Roland movie, but I haven't watched it. I don't believe I've watched it, no, Darren. I have it, but there's another one that that's not supernatural, I don't think, right? The one I watched, I think it's called something about, maybe it is. It's where the guy is there, and then this woman comes to his house, but she's a ghost or she's dead or something. If that's it, I have seen it, but not 100% sure. You got Jungle Holocaust, Deodato, and then Just Before Dawn. So you got some really good ones. Yeah, I'm watching some Asian films. Encounter of the Spooky Kind. I watched that last weekend, and I'm going to watch the sequel, which some people say is crazier than that. So, some more Redemption. Kill Baby Kill, another Mario Bava movie, which I've seen, but I don't, for some reason, I'm just not. I think I might have this on DVD, which is good enough for me. But it's okay. It's kind of a spooky ghost story, but nothing on this page, at least jumping out at me. little girl that lives down the lane. If you want to see some creepy stuff with Jodie Foster and Martin Sheen. The first horror film I ever bought on DVD was Living Dead Girl, or first foreign horror movie, I guess, on DVD. And I recently traded that in and got this Blu-ray. Looks really good. I like when the French girl's going, Barbara! Barbara! Very interesting vampire film if you've never seen it. And I don't know, it may be, this and Grapes of Death are probably Jean Roland's most, I guess, accessible movies without a lot of weird dreamlike stuff going on. So, but, you know, my opinion, that's it. The Love Butcher, which is a DEADPIT favorite. I have it on DVD, so I'm good with that, even though it's a good price. But, you know, I had to filter out a bunch of movies. I got it down to like 8 movies or less, maybe 9 movies, and kind of filtered it down to 4 or 5. 4, I think. There's another Hammer film with Roger Moore. I've seen it, but it's been a long time, as I say a lot. This another one that's not horror, but that's really good is Mark of Zorro. SIBO. I can't remember anything about or recall anything about that. Robert. Another one, Ninja, the Master. Pretty good for how many episodes. Definitely better than $60. But yeah, it's really cheesy, but you know, I stayed home and watched that. I didn't stay home. I was home. I was a kid. I was 13 when it came out. This is a pretty kind of a cult movie with Alan Alda and Jackie Bissett. Makes it Alan Alda is he kind of makes a pact with the devil or somehow, but anyway, he get to play music better or get the piano. I liked it. It's a pretty good film. Hey, let's all calm down, dogs. We got whining dogs. Nope, no night people. This one's a little Canadian science fiction movie with a lot of miniatures and using real fish that are supposed to be gigantic. It used to come on TV a lot during the weekends. And then we're back to some good stuff. Nightmare Beach, which is Lindsay's kind of updated spring break giallo slasher-ish movie. Under $10 is good. Nightmare Cinema is okay. It's more like a anthology. Oh God. And of course, Nightmare City, the crazy film where zombies attack a TV studio filming a aerobics show. So definitely highly recommended. Yeah, Night Terror. And then you got Nightmares Come at Night, which I did get a while back. Yes, Soledad Miranda's in this, and Jumpin' Jack Taylor. This is a good one. I don't know if that's even been released on DVD. The original miniseries or TV movie with Jim about the Jim Jones stuff. But Powers Booth was good in it. Powers Booth is mostly good in most everything he was in. Nosferatu, I got a DVD of it. I mean, I know it's probably better looking, but I mean, not that better looking. Yeah. I was all over. And there's so many freaking ninja movies that Jeffrey Hull made that you could find it. Yeah, he was a good actor. Extreme Prejudice is really good. And then, of course, Tombstone. Let's see. Panic, which it's a little strange. Who wrote? Yeah, it's like the monster in it is kind of a weird, like I say, bacterial monster looking thing. And it's got that, what's her name? Janet Arnott. So, I mean, if you want to get in some Talia horror, definitely you could do worse. Yeah, that makes sense for Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play his part. We get down to Pink Panther. This one is, I got it when it was new, so you can see I paid like $20 or something for it. Now it's $10. I don't know. I've watched it at least twice, and I don't know if it's worth as a giallo, but I don't know. You definitely got an option there for $10. The Psychic, which is a Fulci movie. It's almost like a big budget, I guess, for that kind of movie, giallo. I mean, and especially in the late 70s, definitely was before he went a little, less narrative speaking, less crazy. Yeah, 77, so. I don't know, Robert. I mean, I think I've seen Hot Chili, but I doubt. Maybe that'll be one of those Severin or Vinegar Syndrome releases, but I have never seen this Quest movie, Frog Dreaming. I know it's I should watch it, but I've never seen it. Definitely has some great music there in the that movie, The Psychic. So we're getting into some. This one, is pretty tempting. Is this Rawhide Rex limited edition steelbook for $8.50? So that's probably one if you haven't got. I mean, it's a what's his name is in it, or I'm sorry, Clive Barker. It's he is involved in it. Let me see read some stuff here. Oh, I see, Robert. Hey, Cy. Ah, well, I don't know, Cy. I don't know if there's any Van Damme. Yeah, The Psychic is very good. But Rawhide Rex is a decent Clive Barker movie from the late 80s, I believe. I've seen it a few times. The creature is kind of strange, especially in HD. Yeah, keep it sealed. Buy another copy. The Rape of a Vampire. I don't know if I have this one or not. I've got a bunch of these movies I bought in a lot years ago. There's some of them are good and some of them are a little less good. And there's like 30-some pages of this shit, so they got a hell of a variety of movies. So I don't know. I thought Future Kill was on Blu-ray, but maybe it's just DVD. Schizoid, which we're doing a podcast tomorrow about it. Me, Darren, and my wife for our Your Cult Patreon only show. So there's some scenes that this movie looks really good, and some scenes look like dog crap. as far as the transfer, but I assume that those scenes are just so freaking grainy you just cannot fix. Scream, which is not the it's not the Craven version, obviously. It's what these guys go to a deserted town and just get picked off camping in or sleeping in these abandoned buildings. Some things I will never do. That's why I'll never die in an abandoned cowboy town and get killed. And here we go with some more Sleepless. Obviously, a Argento movie, which is kind of, I would say it's got some cheesy stuff in it, but still overall it's great. I got this movie when it first came, or when it just came out. I got a rip of it on a VHS that someone overseas, probably in the UK, I bought off of him to watch it. I pre-ordered the soundtrack with Goblin and stuff. It's I like it, but it's not, obviously it's not top tier, but it's not Dracula 3D or Giallo. This one I bought a long time ago too on DVD from Synapse. It's all right, but it's nothing that would jump up. But if you like these type of 70s horror monster movies, it's not bad. I don't know, Robert. I've never seen My Science Project on Blu-ray, so it might be. Yeah, Darren, it probably is. It has. I like Mother of Tears a lot, so, but as far as Giallos, this one. Yay, Scott! Yes, Uncle Bill's is covering Giallo or covering Argento stuff. So, seek out those videos if you're so inclined. I got this one. It's called like the Sex Maniac or something, but I don't have the Blu-ray of it. I know they released that too, but it was a pretty good Giallo if you're interested in it. The killer kills unfaithful wives. So I'm all for that. You got you got a 4K of Spaceballs for $15. Hey guys, I remember seeing Space Invaders in the theater. I feel almost embarrassed to say that. I've never Speeders. Or whatever. The Strangeness. I can't. I always started this movie a few times, but never finished it. Stunt Squad. I think I've seen, and it was all right. But this movie I've seen on TV when I was a kid as well, and I really recommend it. Is Sudden Terror, or Eyewitness. It's in Malta, which is cool. You get some really cool scenery. It's almost like a Hitchcockian kind of film, where this kid sees a assassination of this African president and the killers after him and stuff. I really like it, even though I don't have it on. I have a DVD of it, but looks like Hulk Hogan. I think it's that Doug Barr who was the sidekick on the Fall Guy. There's some UK movies. I guess that's based on a TV show. And that shit always makes me interested in seeing them. Sweeney with an exclamation point. I am kind of OJ. I saw it back when it came out. I definitely wouldn't go see it now, that's for sure. Terror Train. Obviously not the Shout Factory, Scream Factory stuff. Another great movie, if you've never seen it, is Theater of Blood with Vincent Price. It's his favorite movie. It's got a lot of Shakespeare stuff in it. It's really good. He was Robert. He was in The Unseen. I got this movie. I have never watched it yet. The Thirst. I need to. It's the it's not the Australian one with David Hemming. Yeah, I looked into it, Darren. And I was like, man, maybe I need to watch this. But I was like, Thirst is good. I was, suspecting it was good, but there's a Roger Corman, Vincent Price film. I remember seeing it, but it's been years. I think it's okay. This one's a pretty good one. Tire of Evil, horror on Snape Island. If you haven't seen that one, $12, which is definitely cheaper than it was. I haven't seen this movie in years, and I don't know if I'll see it anytime soon. But under $10 is a good deal. And speaking of the unseen with Danny Steinman, there you go. Viva hard penis. Hey, Ken. Very good black and white Bela Lugosi movie. White Zombie. Classic kind of shots and stuff. Wolf Lake. I remember watching that a while back. Kind of like a hunter, most dangerous game type of movie. Or type of movie. Yeah, White Lightning. No gator. No gator, though. Well, that's cool. Robert, you got a lot of questions about on Blu-ray. I would doubt that ever happening, Robert. Yeah, well, the one thing about Three on a Meat Hook was filmed here in Louisville, and and I'm pretty sure where they filmed it is now like a big strip mall area, and it's in the big middle of everything. So it's always fun trying to figure out where these places are at, especially around here, because that William Gergler filmed some of his movies are filmed here in Louisville, so it's kind of hard to. Some of them you can't find. Good Fighter in Malone. That might have been one of his last good movies, or at least as far as action films. So let me see if I can find out what I bought. I have to check my email because I forgot. Oh, I was going to tell you, my order will not be here until early or late November, early December, because I bought a pre-order, because that's what I didn't want to buy some nonsense. Buy something that I didn't want. So I bought Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, Golden Needles, Guyana, Cult of the Damned, and Revenge of the Shogun Women in 3D. And that's not that's only available like a middle of December, which they say they usually send it out a week or so early, perhaps. So, yeah, so I'm stuck. So I ordered those, but, I'm not going to get them for a while. Which, I'm not in a hurry, but, that is the deal. Now we're back with the Jeffrey Lewis over there from Yeah. I need to watch. I definitely want to watch Salem's Lot again. I have been watching that prequel show called Chapel Wait, which I kind of really been enjoying. So I think it's pretty close to being over. I don't know how many episodes, but it's pretty. I think at least got up to episode 7 or so. So hopefully I don't know what it'll be, if it's going to be one and done or if it's going to be more seasons. You like Deliverance, Darren. Well, then you would like Kentucky, because it at certain points it is Deliverance. If you get lost back in the woods. I don't know about. I thought that came out on Blu-ray. Surviving the Game, with Prince Harry Stout, the dog. Oh no! Ice Ice Bowie throwing shade. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know those titles, Ken. Hustle, I think I've seen that once or twice, but it's, back 20 years or more ago. Back when he was more of a badass character, before he became the bandit. Yeah, I mean, I like watching those too. I haven't watched any recently though. Scott, I began to watch the Halloween special, and they were going to show Angel, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to watch that. So I did not. I will probably find those episodes and watch them at some point, but not into it at the moment. Yeah, I didn't even know that Creepshow had new episodes out. I bet Wes doesn't even know it, because we were doing doing videos on each episodes, and I have never seen it. No, you got it, Ice. Your boy Ice-T was in that movie. No, Red, I don't watch boxing. If I don't know. I mean, a lot of packages, everything's fucking. It's weird, because here we are over a year in, and, back when this started, the pandemic, shipping was not that, you were still getting your shit pretty regularly, and now a year or so into it, it's like, now it's getting slow. I don't understand. Yeah, that was a strange double feature. I think What's-His-Face picked them. That's what they said anyway. The two guys from Halloween Kills, which is, I believe, coming out next weekend, I believe. So, instead of watching it on Peacock, I will have to go to the theater with Dana to see it. And I'm missing the new James Bond I really want to go see as well. Hold on one second. Yeah, John, I do actually have one sealed, at least one sealed. I have like a few of the Miami Vice episodes they used to sell on VHS. I have one or so of those sealed, and I also have one of the break-in movies. It's either the first one or Electric Boogaloo sealed. Now, I don't know if it was. I bought it sealed. I don't know if somebody resealed it, but, Well, yeah, Carnage. It's it's crazy. Yeah, I heard they were going to reboot Nash Bridges. I don't know why, but Yeah, I don't know about millions, but definitely in the thousands. especially with my posters. I got some really posters. I was lucky to get some, and I didn't get like Phantasm and stuff like that, but I got some Hammer posters. I got some Argento posters. So I got some decent posters that probably worth a little bit of money. I got some Mondo posters. So I probably got some money, but probably hold on to them for a little while longer. I don't know why. Wow. That's crazy, Darren. Especially if he doesn't have $2 million in the bank. I would definitely sell my shit for a couple $1 million. $2 million, I could perhaps live on the interest.
I can believe Sean Clark has a collection that's that much.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds cool, Ken. Nice. Ooh. That's crazy, Darren. He doesn't look like a millionaire. Yeah, I think I would probably sell a lot of stuff. Posters are cool, but I mean, some of them I have signed, so I don't know how. That definitely decreases the value for me, or at least probably for the other person. Yeah, coinage. Yeah, $1 million ain't much anymore, but it's more than I'll ever have in a bank. Yeah, Tony Moran. Well, somebody's making some money off Tony Moran. So, okay, about the Fright Night Film Fest. I'm sure it was streamed, and you could see some of it. It was fun. That's where I got the big J-Reel. Look at this J-Reel shirt. I tell you what, I was up. I got home, and then obviously I couldn't go to sleep right away. It was like 1:30 or so when I went to sleep. I swear I was so. I wasn't hung over, but I was completely. The sleep fucked me up. I could not function the next day. I took a nap for 2 hours the next day, and I still felt bad. I felt bad for at least a day or two later. So I'm not sure how. And all I had to drink was an energy drink, and it was a rough one, and it's kind of sad. But those late nights that I did when I was young are definitely gone. I never thought I would be up in the morning at 6 on a consistent basis, but that's more likely than staying up late. And prefer to get up at an hour, but at some point I can't lay in the bed anymore. It's kind of a strange thing that has happened over the last few years. And just trying to watch some stuff. Well, interesting. Robert, Monster Energy or Monster Sunrise. No, there was a few people wearing the masks, but it wasn't required, which of course, they're not going to do that. John, back in the day, it was a gigantic. The funny thing was that the Fright Night took place in this little, I don't even know what you call that area, a ballroom or just convention area. And the hotel used to be active, but now it's condemned. So the hotel for the convention was, like they say, 2 miles down the road. But yeah, back in like 2008 or so, it was gigantic to me. I mean, it was gigantic for a few years, and then it went to shit. I mean, at one point it was so big they had it downtown in this bigger hotel called the Galt House. I mean, it was all over these other meeting rooms in there, and it was like gigantic. It had Bruce Campbell's there and everything, and so it was really huge. And then after a few years of that, it just kind of. I mean, I'm not saying it's terrible or anything like that, I guess, but I mean, to me, the vendors are okay, but they're just not something I would want to see. Yeah, Uncle Bill is not there. But I definitely I'm more of a vendor guy who likes. They got there's a poster guy there. It was not great, but some stuff there. I know these guys make shit and sell it and stuff, but that's not what I'm interested in buying. Yeah, Ice, I don't blame you. But yeah, it was
Somebody was selling masks from the Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, somebody was selling masks they had bought from the Spirit Halloween store. That was funny. But mostly a lot of these some of the other vendors are like selling Funko Pops and all these things, which okay, but I'm not gonna buy that many. I've only got a few of those, and I'm not gonna buy tons of those. The reason I like Horror Hound and Days of the Dead, which is usually the ones we go to, Scarefest is a bigger convention, but it has a lot more of this a different one. It has paranormal guys and stuff. Oh, that's interesting, John. Yeah, I always heard Andre Gower was really nice. Especially, I think he was sick or something a little while before that.
I think he had heart problems.
Yeah, had heart problems or something. So Scarefest has paranormal guys, and then they have bigger things or a bigger area, and it's really huge if you've never been there. And you've got tons of stuff to look at, but again, it's not something. There's the vendors there are cool, but they have a lot of crystal people who can read your fortunes and all psychics and all that crap. Usually me and Dana go there for a few hours at the most, and we'll be gone. But Days of the Dead and Horror Hound usually have some great vendors like Severin, Vinegar Syndrome, Synapse. So you can buy those films and stuff like that directly from them. And usually you can even make a deal, or they'll have a deal sale there, or they'll have some trinkets or some all kinds of stuff that with the film that they would sell on their website, and then you can buy them directly from them and stuff. It's but those are the vendors I usually look for, and of course horror T-shirts very rarely, but sometimes I'll look at those, and there's maybe I know I got like a Psychomania shirt, which was cool. Let me oops. Wes sent me some weird shirt with a Michael Myers picture on it that looks really horrible. It's probably one of those masks, the bad masks from the sequels. And then Cinema Wasteland, I would definitely love going there, but 5.5 hour drive is rough. And it was rough when I did it in 2013 when I was 43, and now I'm 40. or 52 almost. So no thanks. Yeah, Sean Clark was. I mean, he definitely. I mean, obviously he's probably in California, so it's easier for him to do them, and then he's a big deal in that world. Yeah, Jay, that must have been cool. I mean, I got into it when it was like $20, $10. I got a free one from Jeff Burr, who did, you know, I'm pretty sure didn't he did Night of the Scarecrow or Dark Night of the Scarecrow, and
I got an extra free autograph from Felissa Rose.
Nice. Yeah, she's a nice. Stepfather 2, Make Room for Daddy. He signed my DVD of that. But yeah, there was some. Those times are long gone. I mean, with the photo ops and all that crazy pricing. I saw somebody took a picture with Scout Taylor Compton, and she had a mask on. You can't even tell who the hell that is with her mask on, which, you know. Yeah, Scott, I wish I'd been going to those back in the 90s. But the way I do it now is I just don't get any autographs. I was tempted by, there was the lady who played Scout in To Kill a Mockingbird was there at the Fright Night Film Fest, and I brought my Blu-ray kind of digibook thing, but I just didn't feel good for getting that. Well, you were a lucky one, Jay. You got a Tom. I'm sure you're saying Tom Savini. But yeah, it's hard to do because well, to me, I just not into it anymore. And it's got to be something, somebody more to do it. I mean, obviously, if some more Italian guys come back overseas and stuff, maybe. But I don't foresee that happening. But I mean, a lot of those guys are going to pass away before before this epidemic might be over. Who knows how long? Another couple years, maybe. Argento definitely. Argento was coming to Horror Hound one year, and I was like, great! I finally get it. I think I even paid for. I bought the autograph ticket ahead of time or something, but then he canceled because I think he fell down the stairs or hurt his leg or something. I don't know, but so I don't foresee getting too many autographs in my future, but you never know. Yeah, that's also another thing. Standing in lines for long periods of time. I don't know who wants to do that. The Jamie Lee Curtis lines were crazy. We played musical chairs in this auditorium to get her autograph, and we were like the last freaking people to get them, so we were kind of rushed. That's cool, Darren. You should find that place and walk across those stones where they filmed that. You could do it on location. Of course, you'll probably have to rent a vehicle or something. I don't know. I'm sure Manchester is not close by. But Dana, do you want to take over? Or you want to... That's all right. So I'm gonna let Dana take over for her segment, and then I'm gonna take off. Yeah, 5 hours away. Yeah, I'm not. I hate driving. I really, really do. It's. Yeah, I do hate. I hate almost everything I do. To different degrees.
He doesn't hate doing these lives.
No.
Come on, Brady.
Come on, dogs. Oh boy, Barking City. Well, maybe I'll turn it back on so the lights are.
Your microphone makes it look like you got some kind of jersey on.
I do? A jersey? Yeah. A new jersey?
Yes.
So here's Dana in the other free shirt that Wes gave us.
Yeah, I asked him to talk.
It's free shirt day. I watched Twins of Evil for obvious reasons. I haven't seen this in a long time. It's got a great documentary. I was watching it before I started streaming. I'm gonna definitely watch Vampire Circus really soon. That's one of my favorites.
Sounds a lot, right?
Yeah, well, but I'm talking about Hammer, amongst other Hammer films. Yeah, Darren. About I think 10:30 Eastern or so, maybe. I'll send out some feelers, some communications. But here's Dana. And she takes over for me.
I love that thing over there, by the way.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot.
No. Ooh. I'm sorry, I got sweat. I'm a heavy underarm sweater. Dana, take over.
Did you get underarm sweat everywhere?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm a little tired, guys. I just drank an energy drink, or just finished an energy drink, and it's not doing crap. So.
Is this the two girls out?
Yeah.
No, the other boys ain't. I don't see the other boys.
They're in there.
Okay.
Yeah, very rarely Ice Buoy do I see like misprints on stuff, but I have seen them. It's rare, but that's a funny one. The Satanic Rites of Dracula's. Hey Scott. Hey Steve. Ice Buoy said he bought the Satanic Rites of Dracula from Walmart, and the side of the DVD says the Satanic Rites of Dracula's.
Oh.
So he had a misprint.
Well, for those who are familiar with Sesame Street, there was this was in a book that we found a long time ago, and it had the the Count, and he had like some of the other characters, but when it called the Count, but it left out the O, and it was we about killed ourselves laughing.
Yeah,
because you got like the Count going, and then there's the cunt underneath there. There's the cunt.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I find that so funny, but it is. Now I'm gonna be thinking about that and not be able to stop laughing.
Who are you gonna dress up as? I'm dressing up as the cunt.
Steve probably won't be dressing up as anybody for Halloween.
I'm gonna dress up as a sleepy old man.
Ice Buoy says that's great, Steve.
Yes, it is. I'll find that picture.
Yeah, the first time Steve showed me that, I was just dying. I couldn't, Oh, Steve's talking to Reggie back there, but anyway, is there anything anybody wants to ask me tonight? Like I said, like I told Steve, I'm cooking chili, so I probably won't be able to stay on too long. But if anybody wants to ask me anything, feel free. I will try to answer anything to the best of my ability. For those of you that may be wondering about my live streams, first I was feeling under the weather, as I think Steve told some people, like maybe the week before last or something like that. But and now I've been having some anxiety issues and panic attacks and stuff, and so needless to say, I haven't been feeling up to doing them. And I am still in the midst of my 1990s horror retrospective, I think I was on year 92 or 93, something like that. Um, I hope to be able to return and do those again as soon as I get things back in order and start feeling more like myself. But as Steve mentioned earlier, I will be doing his new Eurocult show with both him and Darren. We're going to be talking about schizo tomorrow. So I'm not sure when it'll be out, but we're doing the show tomorrow. Um, Scott, what did I think of Fright Night last weekend? It was fun, but as I heard Steve say, it's not like it was a few years ago. My first Fright Night was in 2009, and it was just huge. It was at the Crown Plaza Hotel. I went one time and it was at the Gold House, and it was pretty big then. But in the last few years, it's just kind of slid off the map. This year was a little bit better than it was a year or two ago, whenever the last time we went was. The last time I was at one, it was just sad. So there was a little bit more action and things going on this year. I would have loved there have been more people for the Steve. Darcy, don't, honey. I would have loved there have been more people for the DEADPIT commentary over Dope and Panic. I was a little bit.
Shout out to that random guy who walked in.
The random guy with the mask.
No, well, he was asking Wes 100 questions, but I want to give a special shout out to DJ Fish.
DJ Fish.
He was the DJ.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, and I don't think this was due to people not wanting to see DEADPIT do a commentary. I think there were probably a myriad of reasons why there weren't a lot of people at the commentary, because even just maybe 2-3 years ago, whenever the last big commentary was that the DEADPIT did, we had a whole room full of people. So I'm just not sure if Cinema Wasteland was going on up in Strongsville, Ohio. So a lot of the good vendors were up there, as far as like boutique DVD, Blu-ray labels. So you definitely didn't have any of those guys. And some of those guys don't show up at Fright Night anyway. So there was competition between Fright Night and Cinema Wasteland, definitely. Maybe if there wasn't that competition, maybe more people would have been at the DEADPIT commentary, and more people at the convention in general. I remember the first year I went to Fright Night in 2009, it was in August.
Yeah, there was. If you have never been to Wasteland, you might, if you're young enough to doesn't kill you driving, I would definitely say check it out, because it is a lot of fun, and there's a lot more partying going on there. It's because I've killed my liver a few times there.
But Steve's not a partier. He's not much of a partier.
No, last time we went, we slept. We got there and
we were wiped out that one time though.
So, but no bootleg movies. I can get bootleg movies for free. I'm not gonna pay some dude.
Yeah, we didn't get any bootleg movies. Ice Boogie asked, do I have a favorite movie candy? Yes, I do. Well, Goobers are good, but I like hot tamales. Hot tamales are my box candy of choice anyway. I guess Darren's talking about Schizo. He said he watched the film, just got to rewatch it and make some notes. I hope you enjoyed it, Darren. I don't think.
Shut your mouth.
I don't think Steve is really wowed by the movie. I think he's a little disappointed that that's the one I picked.
Disappointed.
Are you disappointed, Steve? I got the feeling that you kind of was.
Yeah.
John says he feels like COVID probably hurt the convention a lot, but honestly, it was safer there than a busy restaurant. Yeah, I would I would have to agree with you, John, on that. I mean, I think though the big thing was probably, and I would imagine Steve would agree with me on this,
I
is
don't.
that Wasteland was going on the same weekend.
That's
That
200 miles away. They're two different things. Wasteland. I mean, speaking of vendors,
so you don't think that pulled people away?
maybe
from,
a few, but not much, because they pull people from all over the northeast and stuff.
Okay, well, it was definitely the reason why there weren't certain vendors there.
Yeah, absolutely. But those vendors are not going to come down here
Well, a lot of them's not.
for Wasteland or for not anymore.
For a little bitty old Fright Night.
No, they're not going to do that.
Well, Darren, I'm eagerly, anticipating what you thought about it, and I'm hoping it wasn't it wasn't painful for you to watch. It's always been one of my favorite Pete Walker things. I also like Frightmare, and there's a few more of his that I have in a set that Wes from DEADPIT gave to me. House of Whipcord, Die Screaming Marianne, and The Comeback. I think those are the other ones that are on that set. Wow, yeah, I don't imagine. Why are you waving all that money?
Look at that.
We're not doing nothing with that. That's gonna save Steve's ass because he had to pay almost $300 for our dog today. Ice Ice Boo, you say for Cinema Wasteland I'd have to drive 2,293 miles. No, thank you. Yeah, that's a lot of miles. How many miles would it be for us?
It's 5.5 hours, so it's probably over 200.
And when I went in 04, before I knew anybody in the DEADPIT.
Well, I mean, when I say that, I'm just saying people within reasonable distance. Obviously, I wouldn't do that, but I mean, you could also. I mean, if you're some semi-rich, you might fly in, but that's just whatever.
I think in 04 it was 7 hours for me and my brother and sister-in-law.
Yeah, I mean, if I would love to go back, but I want to see some really cool guests. Back when we went in 2013, Barbara Boucher was there, Jack Shoulder, Sergio Martino. I mean, that's some cool ass shit. So
I met Jack Shoulder.
Yeah,
he was cool. Is that when I met Frank Henenlotter too?
Probably, yes.
Because he was cool also.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, Ice. I would not drive anywhere.
Los Angeles to Ohio. Yeah, that's.
So definitely not. When they get when Biden gets the train going across America, you can just ride a train.
Is he gonna have like a transatlantic?
Yeah, supposed to high-speed trans, but that ain't gonna happen in our lifetime. But either way, it's just a thing.
Steve, could you by any chance check on my ground beef?
I've been sauteing it.
You've been turning it and
honey.
stuff. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I was trying to think if there was. I heard some, or I know somebody asked Steve about the Joe Bob Briggs last drive-in Halloween special last night. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. Now, I was highly disappointed that they showed Angel as one of the movies. Not because that's not a good movie and not a good like revenge type movie, but I just don't think that it fit the whole Halloween horror movie thing. Now, probably counts as a drive-in type of movie. But I was just disappointed that it was one of them that was picked for a Halloween movie. I was kind of hoping that they would finally get to show Halloween 3 for Darcy the Mail Girl, which would have been great, especially paired with Terror Train, which was the second movie that they showed, which I tried to sit up and watch Terror Train and watch all the little Joe Bob inserts. but I started going to sleep after about around 1 o'clock or so. I started getting really sleepy, so um, I'm probably gonna have to rewatch that at a later date. Um, so John, Tennessee needs bigger conventions, and you're liking. Yeah, honestly, I haven't heard of a like. In there like that full moon festival or something like that, but they advertise that as mainly what, a tattoo convention or something. But I thought there were some horror people maybe at that too. But yeah, don't. Uh, I don't hear of a lot of things going on in Tennessee that's horror convention related. Um, yeah, Scott, Angel and Terror Train shouldn't have been in a Halloween special. Terror Train I was okay with because even though Terror Train is supposed to take place on New Year's, Joe Bob did bring up the fact that they do have costumes on, and it is a horror movie. So I was okay with Terror Train. I just wasn't okay with Angel. And I really wasn't that thrilled with the guests that he had on. David, somebody that I guess did, I guess he's the one that actually did Halloween Kills. Somebody can correct me on the name because I'm totally forgetting his last name. And then they had the Blumhouse, Jason Blumhouse. I thought it was Bloomhouse, but Joe Bob kept pronouncing it as Blumhouse, so maybe I've been pronouncing it wrong all this time. But that's the two guys he had on there as guests, and he kind of like, I know he's probably required by his producers for the shows to like make whoever the guest is look good on there, but like he introduced them as like knowing the most about Halloween and Halloween type movies, and then one of the David guy picks Angel as the movie that he wanted to show for this. Like Joe Bob gave them like a whole load of movies to pick from, and he picks Angel out of all the movies that they had available at Shudder. That's the movie he picks. Um, so I just don't. I don't know. Yeah, Darcy's been heavily pushing for Halloween 3 for ever since they did the first Halloween special, and all the time in between as well. Uh, John, you say, yeah, it's that and Walker Stalker. Yeah, I had forgotten about Walker Stalker. Um, and Scott, you're not a fan of Jason Blum or Bloom, however the heck you pronounce that dude's name. Um, just watching him last night interacting with Joe Bob, the parts that I did see before I started dozing off, I don't want to say he seems cocky, but yeah, he does a little bit. And it's like, they're not really young guys. At first, I thought they were young guys, but they're really not all that young. Um, but I don't know. They're just the new age of horror people, and I'm just not a huge fan of these guys. Now, I'm gonna watch Halloween Kills. I told Steve he has to take me to see Halloween Kills. Uh, and I'm gonna give it a chance. But the one thing that I was disappointed with the other Halloween movie previous to this one is what they did with the Laurie Strode character, and the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis didn't seem to have a problem with how her character was being portrayed, and she just jumped in with both feet and just did this, and it was like she was some crazy ass. Uh, she reminded me sort of like those conspiracy theorists that you see on those YouTube videos and stuff. um, having guns in her basement and having a whole arsenal of things in her basement. That is just not who I would have ever envisioned Laurie Strode's character becoming. About as tough as I envisioned her as becoming was how she was in H2O. I didn't see her becoming this crazy conspiracy theorist type woman with an arsenal in her basement. Yes, Steve. And Scott, you say it's pronounced Blum like dumb. And X-Ray, you say they're older than Steve. So if they're older than you, Steve, they have to be old then. Darren, you say I'm not holding my breath on the new Halloween Kills being any good. We'll watch it though for sure. I don't like 2018. Yeah, I just felt as a fan of, and I don't want to sound like one of these people that says, as a fan, I was such and such, but really, I've been a Halloween fan since John Carpenter's Halloween, and I've seen good ones and I've seen bad ones come along.
Seen good ones and I've seen bad.
Steve doesn't ever let me concentrate, and he's drinking more seltzer. But what they kind of, it seems like to me, what the guy that's doing these now, and is it the same guy that did Halloween 2018 that's doing Halloween Kills, that David dude?
David Allen Greer, yes.
No, it's David Allen Greer. But anyway, I just don't like the direction he's taking the movies in and what he's doing with the characters. Steve, I can't concentrate. Well, put her down. Sounds like Darcy's attacking Steve. But anyway, let's see. X-Ray says Jamie ran out of Activia money. She needs the check.
She spent Activia, and then she had to use all her money on toilet paper.
And then there was a toilet paper shortage during the heyday of the pandemic.
You could buy it on eBay for like $80.
Well, I'll wipe my ass with a Sears catalog before I paid $80.
My boss gave us a couple of rolls of toilet paper during that time, didn't she, Dana?
She did. Steve had a very nice supervisor that did that. And Jay, you say, by the way, hey Jay, I didn't know if you were in here earlier when Steve was doing his part, but you say Halloween Kills might be a fun, gory movie, but not looking like a Halloween movie to me. That is exactly right. These movies don't look or feel like how traditionally the way the Halloween movies made me feel. And I think Steve thinks I'm crazy, but I heard them say last night on Joe Bob's show, Joe Bob was reading some like viewer questions and asking the guys that he had on the show as guests about these different things, and somebody mentioned Ben Tramer's character. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Ben Tramer died in Halloween 2. Well, Steve reminded me that they're just neglecting that, they're just pretending that Halloween 2 never happened. So all the stuff with Jamie Lee Curtis in the hospital and Michael Myers being in the hospital, they just, it's got, that doesn't exist. That's ridiculous. Because Ben Tramer was a character that was prominently mentioned in Halloween as somebody that Laurie Strode wanted to date. Then there was a continuation of Ben Tramer in Halloween 2, and he gets killed off. He's struck by a police car and bursts into flames. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm letting that bother me too much, but I just think they're veering way, way off the Halloween path. And let's see, Ice Ice Boo, you say Ari Aster is really, really nice. He's only 35 and I think one of the most promising directors of our time. I get a huge Kubrick feeling from his work. Steve, I feel dumb now. Who is Ari Aster? I said I'm feeling really dumb now. Who is Ari Aster?
You're feeling really dumb because of what?
I said I'm feeling really dumb because Ice Ice Bowie mentioned Ari Aster. Who is that?
That's the director of Hereditary and.
Oh
stuff.
God, no! I don't like that guy. I'm sorry. He he says that he's only 35, and I think one of the most promising directors of our time. I get a huge Kubrick feeling from his work. On Ari Aster, I hate that guy. Well, I don't hate him.
Yeah, Darren, we could talk about it if we see it in time, but I'm sure we will. I think Hereditary has got a really cool.
What about the other one? I think Hereditary's a piece of shit. That's what I think.
I can't remember what the other one is. Oh, Midsummer.
Yeah, and
Midsummer is good, but I mean,
one.
damn, that's a long fucking movie. If you watch the director's cut. But
and
I mean,
Ice Ice Bowie, I don't mean to offend you. If you love the guy, that's great. I just think that Hereditary was a piece of shit.
Hey, horror man.
But
yeah, I like the Hereditary. It's got a sense of dread and stuff in it that I really kind of like.
It's just stupid. The family's stupid.
Yeah.
The characters are all weirded out and stupid.
And then also Midsummer. I mean, I like that too. It's kind of a modern day Wicker Man in a way.
And I'm a huge Kubrick fan, but I don't see any correlation between
Dana's,
him and...
You got to get rid of the hate in your heart, Dana.
Well, I don't hate the guy.
Get the hate out of it.
But I do hate Hereditary. I think it's a shitty movie. It's a steaming pile of shit.
I got that 4K off eBay for $10.
Okay, so let's see.
Hates elevated horror. Yeah, elevated. That's the new words.
Elevated horror. Does that mean it's too smart for me?
They say stuff like that make it. They call everything like here's an elevated western.
I like it down in the mud like it used to be. Okay,
that's right,
I don't
Dana.
like it
Dead
elevated.
Pit's motto is rise above hate.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
So
Scott.
don't say hate. Strongly dislike.
Okay, strongly dislike then. Now I gotta catch up on these questions here. X-Ray says, don't plan on seeing any of these new Halloweens. As far as I'm concerned, the mainline Myers series ended after H2. Turning Michael Myers into a Marvel character. That is, X-Ray, that is a great analogy that they're turning Michael Myers into a Marvel character. They're making him too popular. It's just like I talked about the zombie stuff. I liked zombie stuff when it was on the fringes, when Romero was making the stuff and like everybody and their mother wasn't watching it, and housewives weren't watching things like The Walking Dead and stuff.
It's the Halloween extended universe of characters. The Blumhouse Halloween extended universe.
Let's see. Scott says, it doesn't make sense for Lori to be like that in the new Halloweens with Halloween 2 being taken out of the equation. She acts like that just from the events of Halloween. Yeah. Yeah, but even Steve said he didn't think she'd become this crazy conspiracy theorist-like person.
But, again, I mean, apparently Jamie Lee Curtis either maybe had some input in that or she definitely agreed with it at some point, but, you know... Or is she just putting on a good rap about it?
Maybe she did run out of activity and she needed to check.
Halloween in game.
Was that a Married with Children reference? I don't know. I don't remember.
Not on purpose, apparently.
Not on purpose, Ice Ice Boo. You'd have to refresh.
They definitely should do something like that with, you know, the characters that like New Line owns. Like, you could have like, you know, Jason and Freddy and Leatherface together, and I've like, you know, Bruce Campbell. Obviously, that was part of the of a movie script at some point, which would have been awesome as hell. But you know, it's a comic book for sure. I think there's like more than a few issues.
Fireman says
that.
it sucks that they ignore Halloween too. I agree with you, Horror Man. Steve doesn't agree with me.
No, I didn't say I don't agree with you. I just think that that's what they.
You thought it was okay that they ignored it. When Halloween 2 is a huge part of the storyline, in my opinion.
Yeah, we can talk about that movie too, Darren. I watched it, VHS 94.
God.
But yeah, I mean, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to get all the they wanted to get down to the nitty gritty, and go back to the first movie, and then, but you know.
Yeah, but making Laurie Strode like they did is stupid.
It means we're too smart for that filthy, dirty horror. It's basically meaning it's too smart for you when they say it's elevated.
Well, like I said, I like my horror down in the mud.
You want down and dirty and dumb down horror.
Well, not dumbed down horror, just renegade horror. That's what I want.
Renegade.
Yeah, renegade.
Renegaded tobacco chewing backer. Yeah, that's what I want. What do you want me to do with your that stuff in there's
just
cooking?
Just go ahead and turn it off.
Which one's it on? I can't.
You can see the one that's turned to medium heat. See, I think it's on the far left.
They all look like they're turned off.
Oh, hold on, guys.
Okay, I see. I got it.
Stir it around a little bit, but then I'll get back to it as soon as I get done with this. Let's see. X-Ray, you say, I guarantee we see a horror Avengers type flick within 5 years. Yeah, I could totally see that. And Halloween Endgame, yeah, I mean, just that really hit the nail on the head.
Hit the hammer on the dick.
Let's see. Okay.
Hydroponic?
Hey, hydroponics here?
I don't know. That seems like
This is my favorite horror movie. Which one hydroponic? Because I was talking about several different ones. So.
It's like Evil Bong is your favorite horror movie. Or
if that's the real hydroponic. Then
or one of the sequels. And Killjoy Goes to Hell.
Well, there is a clown. That's Stream Elements. Good Lord, Stream Elements is talking to me.
I know. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. I'm going home. Fuck you guys.
Stream Elements needs to go to bed. What Stream Elements need to do. But, yeah, I'm just going to blab on here a little bit. Give y'all time enough to, like, comment or something. X-Ray, you say Charles Band is a war criminal of horror films. Steve, would you agree with that?
I don't know about that. But
You don't know about that.
he's definitely, master businessman for finding all those extra big VHS boxes.
What, in his basement or something? Where did he find them?
In a storage building, they just happen to not be real. But, he didn't know that when he sold them.
But yeah, I did want to reiterate that I do like my horror down in the dirt and the mud and the shit and whatever. And renegade horror is exactly what I really want to describe the horror that I like as, because this is the pioneers of the horror world. John Carpenter and George Romero, Wes Craven, all those guys, Tobe Hooper, and even some of them got sucked into Hollywood, and I don't really know what happened to George Romero with his last few films. He didn't get sucked into Hollywood. But something happened along the way. Some little bird was whispering in his ear, telling him shit that they shouldn't have been telling him, evidently. But I still have great respect for George Romero. He's, sadly no longer with us. But I did get to meet him before he passed away. I still have respect for all those guys. Oh, and Sam Raimi as well. Um, but it's just sad to me the direction that horror movies have taken since probably, around the time that the Scream movies were coming out. But then, really, when we moved into the 2000s, I think that's when things really started getting crappy. And I'm not saying there haven't been a few bright spots in there, because there have, but they are few and far between, in my opinion. Uh, Ice Ice Bowie, Charles Band as a saint. That might be up to interpretation there, but that's okay if you want to say that. Um, Darren, so there's someone in your house is a good slasher. I may have to check that one out because we've got Netflix. I can watch that one. Yeah, Romero did get sucked into Canada, but a lot of good things have come out of Canada. So I don't know if it was the Canadian thing or it was something else. Um, this Ice Ice Blue, I would have to agree with you there. Psycho did have the best consistent sequels. Um, they, and they didn't veer too far off the formula either. Um, and when you got something that works, I'm not saying you have to keep churning out the same movie over and over again, which I know that Friday the 13th is one of the franchises that's been accused of that. But in my opinion, they always figured out a way to make each of the Friday the 13th sequels unique, whether it was a new look for Jason or a few new kills or something. Even if they kept putting the kids back in Camp Crystal Lake and stuff, um, I still found something to like with the majority of the sequels. Um, Sky, you say Romero's last zombie movies weren't very good. Yes, I agree with you, and again, I don't know what happened. Um, I just don't know what happened. I didn't feel like George Romero would listen to somebody that was going to totally upend his movies, and that's what it kind of looked like. It didn't even feel like they were made by George Romero. It was like it was made by one of these idiots out of Hollywood. And I'm not calling George Romero an idiot. I'm saying the movies, the last few movies he supposedly made, look like they were made by one of these young, cocky idiots out of Hollywood that don't know what they're doing. Um, so I don't know. Um, Ice Ice Boo, you say John Landis wants to come back with a splatter film. I wish Peter Jackson would do the same. Yeah, I'd love to see John Landis, see what he could do with a splatter film. Um, I wish Peter Jackson would do something like that, like his old school stuff, like Bad Taste or Meet the Feebles or, something like that. But I think he's kind of went the way of Sam Raimi. He's got a taste of that um, golden child type movies. What he got Lord of the Rings, and then they forget their roots. They forget where they came from. And I've said that before. Sam Raimi, the same thing happened with him. You give him a few comic book movies, and no more Evil Dead. So, um, X-Ray, you say you're one of the few people who enjoyed Diary of the Dead. Yeah, I hated Diary of the Dead, I'm sorry to say. I never thought I would say that I hated a George Romero movie, but yeah, I did. Uh, Pablo, you say Romero bought into the critics' hype. But see, Romero always still, on up until he died, he seemed like he was still on the fringes. He seemed like one of those renegade filmmakers. So I don't know who was doing what to his films, but when you would talk to him or an interview was done with him, he was still like the same George Romero. So it's almost as if somebody was ghost directing his movies, and it wasn't really him that was directing them. But I don't know that for sure. It's just that's how it seemed. Um, yeah, X-Ray. I agree. Peter Jackson is too Hollywood to do a splatter film again, and I don't think we will see that from him. Um, Darren, I definitely agree with you that Psycho 2 is possibly the best sequel of all time.
Psycho 3, man. What's up?
With Jeff Fahey?
Yeah, sleazy sequel.
Okay.
20 people watching, Dana.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Jay says 2000s had good stuff with Asian and French horror. Hollywood horror limping along since Scream.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Frontiers, if you hadn't seen that, that's cool and obviously high tension, but Frontiers and Inside, definitely some very over the top. And
Martyrs, if you can sit there.
Yeah, Martyrs is I want to watch the American remake of Martyrs just to see how crazy, how bad it is.
Yeah,
but
it's probably horrible.
But
the Martyrs was one of those movies that I watched. And
you're right, X-Ray. Jeff Fahey nude rules. I want to like.
But anyway, Martyrs was one of those movies where I sat there for a good 5 or so minutes.
I bet you did with your mouth open, go.
No, my mouth wasn't open, but I was just like, I have to process what I've just.
Hey, Mom, you won't believe this movie I'm watching, Mom. It's in French, Mom.
Okay. X-Ray says, I think George just got old. A lot of these guys just get old and tired, and after a while, my theory.
George Jones, he never got old. That motherfucker's immortal.
Yeah, X-Ray, it probably was a little bit of that, and somebody probably just took advantage of. Steve, stop. Somebody probably took advantage of George Romero just getting old and tired and just said, here, let me just slide right in here and ruin your movie. So I could definitely see that. And Pablo, you say Romero's budgets were cut and he upped the politics in his films after stumbling into it with Night and Dawn. Yeah, he there was a lot of political insight on George Romero's part, which I didn't mind at all. I just and I don't put the complete blame on George Romero because I'm not sure what happened. But they have the most god-awful people in some of those later Dead films that he made. I mean, I'm not even an actor, and I think I could act better than they did. Darren, you said Meg Tilly did a commentary on Psycho 2 on her YouTube channel. I think it's called Meg's Cozy Tea Time. Worth watching, in my opinion. I'll have to check that out, Darren. X-Ray, you say James Cameron needs to return to his roots. Piranha 3 win? Yeah, James Cameron probably is another one we're not going to see go back to his roots either. I agree with part 4. I agree with you on part 4. I like that one, and I like the radio concept as well. And I thought Olivia Hussey did an excellent job of playing Norman Bates' mother in the flashback segments as well. I thought that was a really good choice. Pablo says he had freedom. You need money and time to make. Okay. X-Ray, you say Psycho 3 is Steve's favorite because of new Jeff Fahey in his lamp. That is weird. That whole scene is weird, but it's really engaging as well to watch Jeff Fahey do that. Ice Ice Booty, you say you hate Spike Lee, but man, did I love his Old Boy remake. Yeah. X-Ray, you say Meg Tilly's better than Jennifer Tilly. If I had to say which one was my favorite, I'd say Meg Tilly. I think she's the stronger actress in that family. Scott, you say James Cameron spends all his time on Avatar movies that will never be made. Yeah, his mind's on the next Avatar movie, which we'll probably never see. I never was big on the Avatar movies anyway. A lot of people said they looked awesome and stuff like that, but to me, it's not all about how the film looks. If the film is not good and doesn't hold my interest and is entertaining, that I don't care how good the movie looks. X-Ray, you say, I never hear anyone talk about Avatar, and it made like $1 billion. I do hear more people wanting him to do Alien 5, including me. Oh, I'd definitely give Alien 5 a chance, but I'm afraid we won't see it. It's just like fans of the Evil Dead series kept hoping, and I include myself. We hoped and waited and hoped and waited some more for Evil Dead 4, and now I think we've reached the point where, we're not going to get it. And I don't think Sam Raimi has any interest in doing it. He could hand it off to somebody else, but Bruce Campbell's already said he's not going to play Ash. That would mean somebody younger, less experienced, etc., etc., etc. The same thing pretty much happened with the Phantasm series. Everybody was clamoring for Phantasm 5, Phantasm 5, Phantasm 5. And then when somebody finally got around to doing it, number one, it wasn't Don Coscarelli. Number two, Angus Scrimm was so old and feeble by the time they made it that it was just sad watching the parts he was in. And the third thing is, I don't know what in the hell they were doing with Reggie Bannister's character by making him senile in the old folks' home. That was ridiculous. I was just ridiculous. Really depressed by Phantasm Ravager. And see, that's the last Phantasm movie we're ever going to see, and that's going to be my memory of it, is that sad display.
Yeah, buoy out. I can see that version of Alien, that Alien sequel, but so what you gonna stay? It's 10 after 8, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I'm just trying to read everybody's. Scott says Ash versus Evil Dead was as close as it gets for Evil Dead 4. Yeah, I agree. And X-Ray says we need a trans unicorn Inuit Ash in the woke Evil Dead reboot.
Probably next weekend.
Steve
Jay
will never do a I Spit on Your Grave cosplay because he's very afraid of anything to do with me and knives and his penis.
No penis
mutilation.
No penis injury or damage.
Steve actually told me, like...
Yeah, it's ready for sleepy time, but not yet. No locos, because those suck.
Steve almost killed himself on 4 locos before.
I don't know about kill myself, but it wasn't pleasant.
He didn't mean to.
Look, I'm rubbing my boobs, but I'm rubbing on Jay's face. Look at that.
Okay, that's bizarre, Steve.
Look, I'm rubbing. Oh, Jay. Jay's abs.
But anyway, guys, almost supper time for Steve and Dana. Yeah, it is. So I'm guessing you're not a fan of the BME Pain Olympics.
No, that's not something I'm not into that.
What is that?
I don't know, but I don't want to know.
Okay. I want that J Real shirt.
You can get them on what is it?
TeePublic.
TeePublic, but you can shop DEADPIT.com or something like that.
Yeah, that's what Wes kept saying. But guys, I do have to eat because
she does. She's diabetic, guys. Come on.
I don't want to pass out on you guys, and I do have to finish before it gets too much later. Oh God, it looks like he's picking Jay's nose. But
I'm killing Jay.
Daner's Etsy.
Yeah. I'm killing Jay.
But anyway, I've got to finish making my chili before it gets too much later, and I may have another one of my knock you naked brownies that I made last night.
Knock you naked.
Yeah, that's what they're
Let's
called.
get naked, eat brownies.
That's what they're called, knock you naked brownies. Y'all don't want to see Steve naked, do you?
I know some of them do.
Good night, Darren. Jay is the most swole member of Dead Pit.
He is.
Okay, guys, so I'm going to get out of here, and I think I've blabbed and ranted and raved long enough for 1 week. And
Okay.
so I'm going to let Steve cut this off.
Get out of here.
Night, X-Ray.
Thanks, guys, everybody. Appreciate it. A lot of energy tonight. He probably could, Jay, or Ice. I'm not a fighter or a lover, so I'm just not one of those. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Check you next time.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DEADPIT on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.